Let me describe your last 6 months, and you tell me if I'm wrong. You got a raise, maybe 10%, maybe 15%, doesn't matter. More money started hitting your account every 2 weeks. You saw the first paycheck and thought, finally I can breathe. Finally, I can stop doing math in the grocery store. Finally, I can stop checking my account before I buy gas. Finally, I can live like a normal person. And for about 2 weeks, you could feel it. The extra money. It was real. It was there. You had breathing room for the first time in years. Then something happened. The breathing room closed. Not because of an emergency, not because of a bill, not because something went wrong. The breathing room closed because your life quietly expanded to fill every new dollar before you could decide what to do with it. And now, 6 months later, you make more money than you have ever made in your life. And you feel exactly the same as you did before the raise. If that sounds like your life right now, what I'm about to tell you is the reason. And it has been running since the day you got your first paycheck. Your brain has a thermostat. Not a real one, a financial one. And it works exactly like the one on your wall at home. When the temperature in your house drops below the setting, the heater kicks on. When it rises above the setting, the heater shuts off. The thermostat keeps the house at one temperature no matter what happens outside. Your brain does the same thing with money. It has a set point, a financial temperature it considers normal. And every time your income changes, the thermostat adjusts your spending to bring you back to the same feeling. Not the same number, the same feeling. You got a raise. Your income went up. For 2 weeks, your financial temperature was above the set point. You felt warm. You felt comfortable. You felt like you had more than enough. And your brain registered that as too warm. So it turned on the cooling system. The cooling system does not look like spending. It looks like living. It starts with the things you were already going to buy, but slightly better versions. The coffee you were already drinking every morning, but now you get the large instead of the medium. That is $1.50 more per day. You do not track it because it is not a new expense. It is the same expense, slightly adjusted. The groceries you were already buying every week, but now you reach for the brand name instead of the generic. That is $20 more per trip. You do not track it because you are still buying groceries. You are just buying slightly better groceries. The subscription you thought about canceling last year, you keep it, and you add another one. That is $30 a month. You do not track it because each one is only $15. Behavioral researchers call this hedonic adaptation. Your brain adapts to the new income by adjusting your baseline expectations upward. The medium coffee was fine when you made less. Now that you make more, the medium coffee feels like settling. The large feels normal. But here's the part that makes this so expensive. None of these adjustments feel like decisions. They feel like the natural way things should be now that you make more money. The brain does not present them as choices. It presents them as corrections. You were drinking the medium because you had to. Now you drink the large because you can. That is not spending more. That is spending correctly. At least, that is what the thermostat tells you. Now let me show you the math your brain does not want you to see. Say your raise was $500 a month after tax. That is $6,000 a year. Real money, meaningful money, money that could have changed your financial trajectory. But here is where it went. The coffee upgrade. $1.50 more per day, 5 days a week. That is $30 a month. The grocery upgrade. $20 more per weekly trip. That is $80 a month. The 2 subscriptions you added. $30 a month. The food delivery you started ordering once a week instead of cooking. $15 more than the meal would have cost. $60 a month. The slightly nicer restaurant you go to now because you feel like you can afford it. 1 extra dinner out per month. $40 more than staying home. The phone upgrade you told yourself was necessary. Spread across the monthly payment. $25 a month more than the old plan. The new earbuds, the better gym, The upgraded streaming tier, another $40 a month combined. Add it up. 30, 80, 30, 60, 40, 25, 40. $305 a month. Your raise was $500. $305 of it is already gone, absorbed into upgrades you cannot individually identify as problems because none of them are problems. They are all perfectly reasonable, every single one. And the remaining $195 went to the slightly higher utility bill from the apartment you upgraded to, or the slightly higher insurance on the slightly newer car, or the slightly more expensive part of town you moved to because you could finally afford it. Your raise is gone. All of it. Distributed across 30 small adjustments that each made perfect sense on their own. And you cannot point to a single one and say, that is where the money went. Because it did not go to one place. It went to everywhere. $1 here, $5 there, $15 somewhere else. The raise evaporated into your life like water into dry ground. And your financial thermostat is back to the same temperature it was before the raise ever happened. So here is what I want you to understand before your next raise. The thermostat is not broken. It is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It keeps you at a financial temperature that your brain considers normal. And every time your income goes up, your brain's definition of normal goes up with it. The coffee was fine before. Now it is not fine. The grocery brand was fine before. Now it is settling. The apartment was fine before. Now it is too small. Nothing changed about the coffee. Nothing changed about the groceries. Nothing changed about the apartment. Your income changed, and your brain adjusted what counts as acceptable to match. This is why a person making $30,000 feels broke, and a person making $50,000 feels broke, and a person making $75,000 feels broke, and a person making $100,000 still feels broke. The number changes. The feeling never does. Because the thermostat adjusts faster than the income grows, the only people who escape this are the people who do one thing before the thermostat activates. They redirect the raise before they feel it. The money goes to savings or investment on the same day the new paycheck arrives, before the brain adjusts to having it, before the medium coffee stops feeling adequate, before the generic groceries start feeling like settling, before the thermostat has time to recalibrate. You do not give the brain the chance to adapt to the higher temperature. You move the money before the warmth registers, and the thermostat never knows the raise happened. You keep living at the old temperature, and the raise builds quietly in a place where the thermostat cannot reach it. That is not discipline. That is architecture. You designed a system that works faster than the brain's adaptation cycle, and the brain never gets the chance to eat the raise because it never felt the raise arrive. If you got a raise in the last year and you cannot tell where it went, now you know. And if another raise is coming, now you know what to do before your brain does it for you. Subscribe if that is the kind of breakdown that changes how you see your own paycheck. I will see you in the next one.